chickens! I am back to start a new vlog, and I'm gonna do something I don't think I've ever done on my channel. I'm gonna try to finish my TBR. So I put all of these books on my TBR, and it's June 26th. It's July 26th. So I have a little bit of time, and I honestly have a lot of free time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys the audiobooks I'm hoping to finish by the end of this week, or by the end of July. One is Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish. I actually just got this from ALA, but I do have an e-arc of it and an audiobook that I bought. So I'm going to finish this, or start this. I actually haven't even started it. But this is a spicy contemporary small town romantic comedy about a billionaire who falls first, and it's perfect for fall. So I'm going to start this now. Sorry if you really can't see me. I'm trying to film outside because it's so pretty. The next book that I'm going to listen to at some point today is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. This is her new adult mystery thriller, and I got the audio for it because I tend to like my mystery thrillers. You will notice a theme. I tend to listen to audiobooks through thrillers and romances, and then I tend to fantastically read physically a lot of fantasy. That's just how my brain works. And then one of my challenges that I need to do is I have to read a short story collection. So I put it on my immediate TBR hoping I would read it, and I want to read The Secret Romantics Book of Magic, 12 spine-bending romantasy stories. And my goal is right now is I'm going to read the first two. So I'm going to read the story by Melissa Marr, and then I don't know the first, Olivia Blake. So those are going to be the first two that I'm going to read, and then every kind of two I'll pick a book. And then the books I have to finish are a hodgepodge of things. One is The Library of Lost Girls by Kristen Phipps, and this is a thriller murder mystery, so I'm excited to pick this one up. And then I have one that I was really excited for, Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. This is her adult fantasy debut, which I was really excited for. And then we also have Stasia Starks, which comes out in 2026. So I'm reading this ridiculously early, but I have had a pretty good luck with romantasy. So what is the plans? The first thing I'm probably gonna do when I sit down and read is I'm gonna read the first two stories of this. I'm gonna start listening to this. You're gonna see my puppy. Hi, hello. You wanna say hi to the camera? Kisses, thank you. And I'm gonna start reading Fall I Want, and then I don't know what I'm gonna start to read first. I'm gonna kind of let myself focus on these two things first, and then I'm gonna choose a book to focus on. So I know, you're so cute. I'm probably gonna pick up one of these, to be very honest. I do not know what I'm in the mood for, but yeah, that is where we go. So I'm gonna go listen to about an hour of this on my listening speed. I listen to 2.5 speed, or 2.5, and I will give you guys an update when I get there. But yeah, that is my plan. So I will talk to you guys soon for another update. Bye. Hey chickens, I am back. It is Sunday. I'm actually going to see Fantastic Four with my dad, but yesterday I did wind up getting a little bit of reading done. So I did wind up reading the first two short stories in this anthology, in this collection, The Secret Romantics Book of Magic. So I read the Olivia Blake one, which I would only give 2 stars. I really didn't like that one. I felt like I was very confused, and I don't think Olivia Blake did really well in a short story. I would consider giving her full-length novels a shot, but I know people don't always like her writing. But I also did read the other one, the next one, which was by Melissa Marr. So I read the Dubious Ladies of Mandor by Melissa Marr, and I gave that book 4 stars. I really did like that short story. I actually want to read something by Melissa Marr. I'm in the process of organizing my Kindle, and I have a couple of Melissa Marrs on my Kindle, so this one was very good. So this one I read 2 stories. I'm going to take a bit of a break. My goal is to read, depending on how long they are, I want to read 2 short stories after every book that I finish, so, or physical book. So I did wind up reading this, and that's my thoughts on that. And then I got up to chapter 8, basically, in Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish. I do not know how I feel about this book, to be very honest. I read the first interaction between the main character and the guy, and I was like, oh god, no, this is awful. I don't know if I can do this. But I feel like I'm gonna give it a shot. I actually bought the audiobook for $7. So I'm going to at least make some progress and see if I don't like it. but it's a billionaire romance. She is in this town. There's a little bit of supernatural stuff that is happening, but he's a billionaire. His dad is very like controlling of his life, so he goes stay in the small town where he was with his mom and his sister, and he meets this girl, and yeah, it's a vibe. I don't really like billionaire romances because I feel like they're very, very over the top and super aggressive, and I don't always like that. But I think also he has a lot of anxiety, so when I'm in his chapters, I like him. I really do like Autumn in her chapters, but their interactions at the start were really much like dick energy, and I don't really like that. But I'm gonna give it. I'm still gonna keep reading. So this will be my book when I listen to audiobooks. I don't know if I'm gonna go for a bike ride today, but if I do, I will pick that up. I think I am going to start Alchemy of Secrets today, and I think I'm gonna read to chapter 66. I'm going to read the first 8 chapters of this and give you guys my thoughts. I have read everything by Stephanie Garber, I think. And yeah, I'm really excited to give her a shot. She's one of those books that I went into the conference hoping I would get. So yeah, that's where we are. I also am, I think, 3 episodes into Stranger Things season 3. This is the season that I do like the most. I think that it has a lot of fun vibes. It's been a while since I rewatched this season, so it'll be fun to see if my thoughts like change about anything. But yeah, let me know in the comments. But yeah, so that's my plans for today. I am going to go do a bit of Instagram stuff, get myself prepped. I don't actually have to physically work out today. I'm not going to yoga because I'm going to the movies. But yeah, I'm going to go get myself all ready. I'm going to go start this, and I'm going to go read a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to read the first 6 chapters. We will see. But this is actually not that long. This book is just like barely a little bit over 300 pages, which means Stephanie Garber is getting shorter in her writing. But I'm intrigued. I don't really like this cover, I'll be very honest, at all. But it's okay. I will see if they have a prettier edition to match all her other books. But yeah, so I'm going to go read to the first 6 chapters of this, and then I'll give you, or maybe like, I don't know, maybe I'll read the first like 7 chapters, first 6 chapters, and give you guys my thoughts. But so far, I really do like her writing style. Like, I've always liked her writing style. So I'm curious. This is her adult debut. And yeah, I'll be back when I have read the first 5 chapters. All right, bye. Hey chickens, it is Monday. I really did not wind up updating you at all yesterday. I went to go see, well, for most of the day, I updated you guys in the morning, but I didn't really wind up like doing a lot of reading. I did a little bit of reading, but not enough to update you. I had gone to see Fantastic Four with my dad, which I really, really enjoyed. It was a very, very fun movie, and I'm excited to keep going with that series. I'm a big fan of Pedro Pascal. I did also do my TBR, so I filmed that video for you guys. That will be up, I think, on Thursday. I literally read nothing of Fall I Want. By the time I got home, it was raining, and I really didn't want to leave the house, so I didn't really read anything of this, but that will be the plan for today. However, I did wind up reading to page about 89 in Alchemy of Secrets, and I'm very, very intrigued by this book, like right off the bat. It's very interesting, and like I still feel like a little bit confused, but I sort of think that's the point. So you have a main character named Holland, and she is involved in this course at a college called Myths and Legends that no one really knows about. It's very, very secretive. She's doing her thesis on Hollywood debts, and there's a lot of stories or myth and legends in Hollywood that this class kind of covers. But one of the most important ones, or one of the ones that people do, is death comes in threes in Hollywood. If you're watching this like currently when I'm filming it, or like in July of like 2025, there was 3 deaths this past week. There was Hulk Hogan, there was Malcolm Jamal Warner, and then there was oh my god, who was the other one? Ozzy Osbourne. So they're talking about how those deaths are really deal with the devil. And then there's another myth about a character called the Watchman, who when he calls you, he could tell you the exact time of your death. So you have a main character like that. She's also, I believe she's like the daughter of some star Hollywood prime couple that had a situation, and they became very, very infamous. And you're following Holland as she kind of adventures through this. And then you have those chapters, which are very, very interesting. Like, it's very, very mystery based. And then you have a folklore chapter told from you point of view. Like, you're learning the folklore. So now the part that I'm up to is that she has basically been marked for death. She has spoken to the Watchman, and she's basically been said, you will die if you don't get this thing, this alchemical heart, before tomorrow. So she's kind of been marked with that. She is a twin. Her twin sister is abroad, and she kind of sent someone to help her. But it's very, very mysterious, and I'm very, very intrigued. It's really a book that, like, I don't want to put down. Like, I really want to keep reading. I'm very, very intrigued by it, which is good. I would say this more, it definitely gives, like, a thriller-ish vibe, or, like, a mystery-ish vibe, which I'm super enjoying. I'm also got up to the season finale of Stranger Things Season 3, which is probably the season I've seen the most. I've probably seen that season the most, probably watched the most. I think that was probably my favorite season before Season 4. I haven't rewatched Season 4 because I did not know when it was going to come out with the pandemic and everything, but I want to rewatch that next. That'll be my next plan. And then I'm going to choose another TV show, so that will be my plan for the next couple of days. So yeah, I'm going to go watch the season finale of Stranger Things Season 3, and then I am going to try to get up to maybe like 50%. So maybe I'll try to get up to like 150 maybe and give you guys like an update. I don't know. That's maybe the plan. We'll see. Whenever I get up to 150, I will 50%. I'll give you guys an update. But I'm really intrigued. Like, I really have always liked Stephanie Garber's writing style. But this right now is reading to me more like a thriller with like a fantasy mystery element. It also has that old Hollywood lens that I really, really like. But I feel like I'm not telling you enough because I still feel like I don't know a lot. But I'm very, very intrigued. It was very, very hard to put this book down last night. I didn't even read my graphic novel, which I should be reading. So yeah, I'm going to go back to reading this, and I will have an update. I will give you an update after my bike ride. It's supposed to be super hot today, which is not what we want because I like to bike ride and read outside, but sometimes things don't go your way. So hopefully by the time you speak to me next, I will have listened to a little bit more of this, and I will have read 100 pages of this, and then we can talk. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi Bike Dragons, I just want to do a quick update. It's like 12:39. I did have a lunch, and I did wind up going for a bike ride. It's going to be a bit of a heat wave the next couple of days, so I don't know how much outside I'm going to spend, like how much additional walking I'm going to do. But I did wind up getting up to page 153 in Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish. I'm liking this. I don't really like billionaire romances. I feel like it's a bit predictable, and Zane, just billionaires in general, tend to use money to solve their problems. So like, it's fine. I think it's a fun read. Definitely elevated spice, and I am having a fun time with it. It's like a quick listen. I liked both characters. It's very, very not sex focused, but it's very, very like lust focused, I think. So that's kind of where I am. I was very, very thrown off by his first interaction with her. I think it's gotten a little bit better, but he's definitely throwing his money around, which is probably not my favorite thing to read about, but I want to read it. It's an arc that I got, so I'm going to try to make some more progress on this today. I've also upped it to 2.5 speed when I'm bike riding, just because it's a fun read. It's not anything like mind-blowing, but it's fun. I think it's definitely going to be elevated spice, more like a Catherine Cowles or more like an Elsie Silver, but it's fun, and I think that it would be a great fall read. I'm just reading it a little bit early. And then I wound up finishing Season 3 of Stranger Things, and now I'm on Season 4. I don't think I've ever rewatched Season 4 because when Season 4 came out, we didn't know when we were going to get Season 5, so I was waiting off doing my rewatch but now we know it's coming, so I'm going to do my rewatch. This is like my favorite Max season, and I really am on a Sadie Sink kick, so I'm really excited to see what this season has in store. I obviously know how it ends, but forgot a lot of the other little things. But I did wind up getting up to page 155, so chapter 23 in Alchemy of Secrets. This is such a unique book that I'm just like liking it. I'm loving it. I don't know how this is being pitched, but to me it's reading more like a fantastical mystery, like with fantasy vibes. And I don't know if I really said this, but you follow a main character that's kind of, things are happening. She's kind of in this course about myths. Her dad is a myth because her dad is a former like Hollywood legend that died. His wife killed him, and she and her twin sister are kind of the products of that. But then they're also trying to find this thing. It's called it's called an alchemy heart that is supposed to stop her from dying. So it has a lot of different stories that I've read that their tropes are kind of smashed together in a very, very interesting way. Also, like every couple of chapters, you get like a U chapter where you're in the class and you're learning about the mysteries and you're kind of having the myths told to you, which I think is really like captivating and very, very compelling and super interesting. But then you also have Holland that is trying to figure out who she can trust, and there is a connection to her sister. These people that that her sister claims to have sent are being summoned, and I'm really like having a great time. Like, I don't want to put this book down. It's very, very interesting, very, very quick pace. I feel like I'm reading a thriller but with like fantastical elements. They also had a little bit of talk about magic in this story immediately. So yeah, I'm having a really, really fun time. I would love to get up to 75% today. So when that happens, I will give you like another update and another time check. I do have a meeting with someone that I have to do, my personal trainer. We always meet like every 6 months. We have a meeting today. And then I'm probably going to go outside at some point and read with the dog, because I love to read outside. I don't get to do that nearly enough during the year or so. But yeah, that is where we are. So the next time you see me, I will be 75% into this, and I hopefully like I'm still really liking it. I think that this is probably a fantastical mystery that I would read. And yeah, I'm having a great time with it. I really do like Stephanie Garber's writing style. This is her adult debut. Very different than what I was expecting, but I'm having a great time with it. So I'll be back when I have another update for you soon. Bye. Hi chickens, it's a lot later, but I did wind up getting some book mail and I'm going to update you guys on the book I'm in the middle of reading. So I got something from Apple Bookshop. It was a very, very cute book tracker. I ordered 2 things. I don't know if they're both in here, but I saw them and I was like, oh my god, I need that for my Instagram photos. So let me see if I can open this. I am like so bad at opening boxes. I have cut my hand open before when trying to open up boxes, so I will try not to ruin the stuff, but I may have to like pause the video and come back, which maybe I will do, but okay, I got it. These packages are so cute, but I'm very, very bad at opening. It's also late than normal, and my puppy is sleeping. And if she hears me on the floor, she's going to want to come in. So yeah, okay. I don't know if it's both that I got. Okay, yeah, this is the one thing I ordered. So I ordered a reading tracker, which is just, I think it's such a cute idea, and it's called Epilook Bookshop. I know she's on Instagram, and that's where I bought it from. Calls, thank you for your order, happy reading. And I have another one coming, it's just not here yet. But okay, it is here. It is here. Hold on. So I got a little sign that said TBR Road, which is so cute. That is gonna go on my TBR cart. And then I had this little thing that says books I read this year, and this is like my favorite color. So I'll have to play with this tomorrow and see where I'm gonna put out 2 little things, which is so, so cute. So those will be the 2 things I play with tomorrow, but I wanted to share them for this video. And then tomorrow when I'm doing my Instagram photos in the morning, I will take a little photo of that. Okay. And then I also got, I think this is my Novel Grounds pre-order for my Chasing Shelter book that I just read by Catherine Cowles. I've been ordering or pre-ordering all my books from Novel Grounds because they do like fun like rewards and stuff if you pre-order through them. So I just want it. Yeah, you get like a card, and I gave this book 5 stars. It was so cute. So we got a Catherine Cowles Chasing Shelter book plate. We had a Single Dad sticker, which is so cute. And then we also got a couple of page overlays. This is the Safer Work one. And then we also got Chasing Shelter by Catherine Cowles. And yeah, so that will be perfect. I will put these in my book. And yeah, that's so exciting. So yeah, that was the pre-order that we got for that. And I will add that to my little shelf of stuff to do. And then we also got my Owl Crate unboxing. I used to do unboxings on my channel like all the time. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them in my reading vlogs. So, oh, this is so exciting. If this is what I think it is, I'm going to be so excited. So, this is the young adult box. Oh my god, if this is what I think it is. Oh, this is a adorable. It is like a little like picnic bag. Oh my god, that is like so cute. I will so use this at work. It's like a dragon bag. I will so use this like for my pencils that I have. For like more, oh, it's like a little like lunch bag. Oh my god, that's so cute. It has like insulation. I actually might stick this in my actual my lunch bag for work because I could put like other stuff in here. Oh, that's great. Okay, so I will stick that in my lunch bag. I won't use a lunch bag because it's a text handler, but it will be a nice little thing to have. And we always get these little like pen things. This is a tea towel. This is the poppy wort, I think. Yeah, this is like a little like tea towel. So I will add that. And then we also got a sapphire inspired fondue kit. I don't know what that is. This is just a fondue kit. That's always good. They always have like something that's like kitchen-y. Yeah, it's like how to use. You could have like little fondue kit. I'm not going to open the whole thing, but that's something that's very, very cute. And then we also have a prime. Ooh, and actually this is going to be good. Portable fan. I'm going to, oh, this is great. I'm going to Ireland next month, or like in a couple of weeks actually, and I'm gonna bring this fan with me, so that'll be great. And then the book that we got is Of Flame and Fury by Michaela Bride. Oh my god, this book is just stunning. I actually like this so much better than the actual book. The other book I found like a little bit boring, but yeah, oh my god, this is so pretty. So yeah, all right, that is perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna put all the stuff in here that I don't need. But yeah, okay. Let me take a second. Let me organize everything that I don't actually need. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give you guys my like book update, and then hopefully I'm gonna go read a bit more and try to finish this. Okay, let me just do it now. A little bit, I'm messy with this again. So I did wind up getting up to page 250 in Alchemy of Secrets. I'm really liking this book, like quite a bit. I would say I would probably classify this as having a fantasy mystery element to it. It is very fantasy mystery read, and the one thing I will say is that other than our main characters, I don't feel that connected to the side characters. I just don't think you see them enough. So like it feels to me like there is just not enough time to develop an emotions for the characters. It's very up, like some books are a character focused story, and I think that that's what Stephanie Garber has written in her YA books. Like I felt so connected to those characters, all of the characters she has written. These characters are just a bit surface level, and I think that's because the book is so short. We're definitely relying on the fast-paced action-adventure story, and we get a lot of characters in this story, but I just don't feel super connected to them. But bingeability, like wanting to keep reading, is at like a 5-star. Like I'm really liking it. It's reading to me as a historical mystery, or like a historical fantasy mystery, even though it's set in the modern time, but it has a lot of ties, very old Hollywood. There are elements of romance in this, so I could say why it would probably be pitched as a romantasy, but honestly to me it's really giving me for fantasy mystery. But because it's so short, I feel like you're not getting the development of the characters that I think Stephanie Garber is so well known for. So yeah, that's where my thoughts are. I am really liking it. It's probably going to be like a 4.5-star read. I just think the characters need a bit more dimension and a bit more fleshed out. So yeah, that is my thoughts on this. I should be able to finish this tonight. I should, unless I just decide to not read it tonight. We'll see. But I'll be back tomorrow with another update and maybe another book choice, but we'll see. But yeah, that's where we are. I'm very excited. I'm really liking it. It's definitely different. I would say that this is more of a plot focused read, and always her other series have definitely been more like character focused reads. So I just feel like we need a bit more time, and I'm sure this will probably become a series. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not at the end. I can't tell you that yet, but that's where I think we are. So I will give you an update tomorrow. I didn't read anything else how full I want. I just did not. But tomorrow is another day. So I will talk to you guys soon for another update. Bye. Hi Big Dragons, I am back. It's like 12:31. I did wind up going for my bike ride today. I also did a bit of cleaning, I put my laundry away. So right now I'm on chapter 34 and I'm 310 pages into Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish. This book is very insta-lovey to me. I think that's just how it read to me. And I'm not a big fan of billionaire romances. I mean, I will say there is a bit of elements like fate and destiny and a little bit of like premonition through this book, and I liked both characters, but I just feel like it was very, very insta-love. I'm gonna finish it. I'm almost done. I'm not the biggest fan of billionaire romances, but I liked the vibes. It was small town. I just felt like this was very, very insta-lovey, and I felt like it was very, very sex focused for a lot of it, and I don't know. It was fun. I think the side characters are fun. I may check out another book written by another author and see if their writing style works better, but it's not hitting, unfortunately, and I don't know, it's just not my favorite. But I did wind up finishing Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. I really like this book. I'm gonna give this book 4 stars. The only reason it's not a 5-star book is this book is not, it's only 300 pages, and I think the character work in this struggled a little bit. I would definitely say this is more of a fantasy mystery or even more a fantasy thriller. That's really where I would put this book, because I feel like it is so fast paced, and I feel like a lot of the character work doesn't really get there. So I feel like you're almost just like waiting to feel more connected to the characters. I would definitely like to see this book become like a series. There was a lot of elements and a lot of little things at the end that we didn't get. She is a twin, so I would really like to see what the other twin was doing during this event. There was just a lot of characters and they all kind of bled together in my head. I don't think the character work was done as well, but it was a solid read. I think that it was a great mystery, great thriller, had elements. I just missed the character work, and I've read everything that Stephanie Garber has written. She has written some of my favorites, like YA characters of all time, so I just feel like the length of this was a little bit hindering. So I give this book 4 stars. This is probably going to wind up being a 3-star read when I finish it. So now what I think I'm going to do, I am going to give this book a shot. The Library of Lost Girls. It comes out in October. It's another super short one, and I'm gonna see if I can get through this. I said before, I don't really read a ton of thrillers anymore. I tend to listen to them, but I really do want to read this one. I'm also watching Stranger Things season 4, which is very like quick pace, so I kind of need something to kind of be. Worst comes to worst, I may pick up the physical copy of this if this does not hit. And but I also have the audiobook of this, so I don't know. I'm gonna kind of give this book a shot. I'm gonna read the first 50 pages of this and give you guys my thoughts and see if I can keep reading it. And if not, I may just put this on a shelf and come back to it when it has an audio. But it says, welcome to Delphi School for Girls. Don't let your curiosity come back to your safety. I think her sister goes off to a college called Delphi School for Girls. But she comes back, she's not the same. She's dull, complacent, and most more eager to marry. And she goes to that school to figure out what happened to her sister. So yeah, I'm intrigued. That sounds interesting. So the goal is to finish this book today and then pick up Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson, because I do have the audio. And I've listened to pretty much all of her books, and I'm told that this is like a sci-fi thriller. So I'm intrigued. But that's kind of my plan right now. But I'm going to give this book a shot and see how I feel for it, if I can physically read it. But I'm also watching Stranger Things season 4. Season 4, so I really want to focus that. We're on one of my favorite episodes, so I'm really excited to go back to that. But yeah, so this was a 4-star. That's going to be a 3-star. And I'm going to read the first, see what chapter I'm gonna read. The first 46 pages, or I'm gonna read the first 3 chapters of this and then kind of give you guys a check-in and see if I want to keep reading this. I was really trying to get less thrillers, but this one I picked up and it was on my TBR. So yeah, I'm gonna go read the first 3 chapters of this and give you guys my thoughts when I'm done with it, and then we'll check back in to see what I'm gonna pick up. If I'm gonna keep with this, if I'm gonna pick up Not Quite Dead, if I'm gonna do We Who Will Die. And that is the plan. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hey dragons, I just want to do a quick update. update. I did wind up finishing Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish. I only gave this book 3 stars, and honestly, I just read it for the vibes. I had an arc of it. I got the audio for $7. This is definitely a spice-focused story. It read to me super insta-lovey. I think that they were trying to kind of go in like the paranormal, like the fate-based story. It just was very, very like insta-love. I feel like the timeline of the story didn't make a whole lot of sense. It was like a very much like wham, bam, thank you, man situation. I said that the first like 20% was very much me like not liking Zan. I don't think I like billionaire romances. I think that that's like what it is. I've also always said I'm not a big spice focused reader. Like that's what this was. I would be interested in reading more books in this little world, but it just wasn't that memorable. It was a fun listen, but honestly I sped it up, so I'm only gonna give this book 3 stars, but it's another arc off my TBR, which is good. Okay, so I think I'm going to keep reading this. I'm only 50 pages in, but I think it may be a fantasy. I looked it up on Goodreads. You can't always trust their tags, but it looks like it may be a fantasy mystery. But you follow this girl named Gwen, and it takes place, it's actually historical. It takes place in like 1893 in New York, and her sister Izzy comes back from this school and is very, very different. She gets married at 18, and her sister thinks she would never do that, and her sister's a little bit confused, and she gets herself sent there to figure out what happened to her sister. Her sister's entire personality has changed, and her sister doesn't understand, so she kind of gets sent to this school, and she's gonna kind of try to uncover. It gives me Stepford vibes. Like, I'm literally only 50 pages in, but that's kind of what it is. I'm really hoping it's a fantastical. It has like a fantasy or maybe a creepy element, maybe a horror, but I'm intrigued. So I've only read about 50 pages. I'm probably gonna read another like 50 pages and give you like a more clear update, but that's where I am right now. I just finished my audiobook, so tomorrow it's just so freaking hot. Like, I was trying to like go outside and diamond paint, and I just didn't really get there. So I think I'm gonna pick up the audio Not Quite Dead Yet tomorrow for this, and try to finish that out. The last book on my TBR was to read a 400-page book, and this is just 400 pages, so I would like to read this. The only issue is it comes out in January, so I don't know if I should, like, I don't know. I'm gonna decide what I want to do, because I have read a lot of like bigger books, so I don't know. I'm gonna figure out like what I want to do with that, but I did read a lot of 400-page books this month. I'm also in season 4 of Stranger Things, which, oh my god, I forgot how much I like this season. I think that watching it back to back and just seeing the progression, there's always a character in every story that I love, and I really have loved Eleven this entire show. Like, I think she is gonna have the biggest end of the whole show, but I do think Max is going to be the heart of this story, and I think that's becoming the point, and I'm really excited. I haven't watched any trailers yet for the end, but I'm really excited to watch it when I'm done with the season. So yeah, I'm gonna go read a little bit more. I'm gonna try to read another like 50 pages and then give you guys like a more solid update. But I'm liking this, and that's good. I was afraid sometimes when I read mysteries and thrillers, I really need to listen to them because I lose it, but this is creepy. Horror-ish. I'm excited. Gives me Stepford Wives vibes, and I'm excited. So, also, like, they're saying, like, they beat the evil out of you, and they beat, like, they take the evil out of you, and that's just a very, like, interesting conversation to be having. So, I'm gonna keep reading this. I'll be back when I have an update, at least when I read another 50 pages. So, I'll touch you guys soon. Bye. Hey Big Dragons, I am back. I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up going to get my hair done, and then last night I did wind up getting up to chapter 7 in Library of Lost Girls by Kristen Phipps. I really am liking this book. I'm like about 100 pages in. It's very creepy, very atmospheric, maybe like a light horror. So you basically have this girl, she's trapped in this academy that's supposed to get the evil out of her. Her sister went there. Her sister came back very, very changed. And when she walks through the halls of these buildings, there's cabinets or walls of books with girls' names on them. And she's trying to become friends with the girls there. And she's trying to uncover what happened to her sister. But she's also going through this process where her sister was drastically changed. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by this. Like, I really want to keep reading. It's a very, very addictive read. I'm also watching Stranger Things season 4, so this is a nice like palate cleanser. Like, it's keeping me want to watch both and read both. So I'm gonna hopefully finish Stranger Things today. The episodes are getting a little bit longer, but I love this season so much. And then on my bike ride, I also picked up Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I'm like 50 pages in. I would say I listened to about maybe like an hour of the audiobook. So you basically have this character named Jet, and she's one of the wealthiest families in Vermont. And she's kind of stuck in her life. Her parents aren't that impressed with her life choices, but then she gets brutally attacked one day. She wakes up and she doesn't really have a memory of the attack or what happened or who hurt her, but she is basically a week away from dying from a brain aneurysm. There is a very risky surgery that can like kill her if she tries to like remove the piece, because she has a couple of other underlying medical conditions. And she decides to not have the surgery, and she decides to take her week of life to try to solve her own murder. And that's where we are right now. So I'm about 50 pages in, and I do like Holly Jackson's writing, but I sometimes struggle with her really unlikable characters, and I'm a bit more nervous heading into an adult debut because that tends to be her vibe. She writes very unlikable characters, but this premise does sound a little bit interesting. So yeah, I will come back to you when I have got up to page 200 in Library of Lost Girls. I have to read a little bit more and watch a bit more TV. But yeah, that is the plan. And I will talk to you guys when I have an update for you. Bye. Hey, Book Dragons. Have you ever had a day that just does not go according to your plan? That was today. So I am a teacher, if a lot of you guys know, and I have been in the process of trying to get my stockroom and my classroom all organized for the start of the school year. Today I had to go into work, which was not the plan. I did not want to do that today, but it's like such a long, complicated story. But basically, I took over from I'm a drama teacher, and I took over from my stock from a former teacher that I didn't really know. And her stock is just so overwhelming, and I really need like a good year to organize her stock. And I was told basically like, if you don't come in and organize it, everything's gonna get thrown away. And it's just really like, at this point, maybe I should just let them throw it away. Like, I'm being really honest, because like I just know that like a lot of that stuff is just older. It's not the best quality. It's just a lot of stuff, and it's just a very, very time consuming project. So I went there today to clean a little bit more and make sure it looked a little bit more organized and neat. And I did wind up getting up to 45% into Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I am liking this book. I think it's interesting and compelling. So, sort of what I said, she basically has an injury because she was beat over the head. And she's kind of working with her ex-boyfriend. She's kind of working with her friend Billy, her childhood friend Billy, to help solve her murder. And the problem is that she has an aneurysm on her brain, and the aneurysm will explode. So she has about a week to live. So she's kind of working with her best friend to try to figure out who hit her. She's kind of uncovering all of these things that don't really seem that, like, she didn't know this information before, so she's kind of working. I really do like Billy quite a bit. She's a little bit more like standoffish, but that's how Holly Jackson always writes. Like, her characters are very, very unlikable. And I really physically can't read books like that because I will just put them down. But I am intrigued to keep listening. Like, I think it's a fun listen, and it, you know, there's a very, very quick timetable. I really do like Billy, though. I'm curious to see where this mystery kind of turns, and I'm excited to keep reading it, even though I won't finish reading it tonight. And then the other book I'm in the middle of reading is The Library of Lost Girls, and I just got up to page 210. I'm having a fun time with this book. I think that it's going to get more horror-ish as we move on. It would definitely classify this as more of a mystery with a fantasy element. But you have these girls, you have this school, the girl was sent there, and she's kind of getting letters from her sister in this building, kind of uncovering what is happening. And basically these girls are said they have evil within them. They have the darkness within them. And you kind of uncover like what that is. There's like talk about LGBTQ plus relationships, which in the 1800s is definitely a no-go. You have conversations about being a prim and proper lady and like, you know, being a lady and what's not. So I think that's very interesting. But then you also have her sister kind of leading her places. It's fun. It's like, it's not my favorite book ever, but I am intrigued. I want to keep reading. I will say I am not going to read the Stasia Stark book in this book in this vlog because it's coming out in January, and I think that's a bit too advanced. So I would like to read maybe to 108 in these stories and read a couple of more of these. But I don't know what the other book is going to be, but I would like to make some progress tonight and finish this. So that's my goal. I'm also watching Stranger Things. Still have 3 episodes left. Today was, sometimes days don't go according to my plan, and that's okay. So I'm going to kind of take the rest of the day. I'm going to kind of finish reading this, finish watching Stranger Things, come back in with kind of a plan. I don't know now that like I'm done with my TBR technically what I want to read. So that will be a decision for tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a 24-hour reading vlog tomorrow. I don't know. I kind of don't know what I want to do. So yeah, that is the plan. The plan is I'm going to go back to reading this, and I will give you guys an update when I'm done with it, which should be soon because it's not that big of a quick read, but I am liking it. I just think I'm liking it more than I thought. It definitely has some supernatural elements. I think it's a great early fall read. It has like those vibes. I'm curious to see what the end actually is, what the mystical element is. And yeah, I'm excited to keep reading, and I'll talk to you guys soon for an update. Bye. Hi Fix Dragons, I am back. I think I'm going to wrap up what I have done. It is almost 3 o'clock. So I did want to finishing Stranger Things season 4. I'm so excited for season 5, but now I'm going to take a little bit of a break, watch some other things, but that was really, really good. I also finished The Library of Lost Girls by Kristen Phipps. I'm going to give this 3.75 stars, round up to 4 on Goodreads. That was a fun horror light novel with like a mystery and fantastical element to it. I don't think it's going to be a new favorite, but I did have a fun time. If you're looking for a book with an isolated setting, some light mystery elements, I would pick it up. There's also a sapphic element to the story as well. I had a really fun time and gave 3.75 stars. This is the one that I wrapped up. And then I am still listening to Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I would say I'm probably around the 254 page mark. I'm really enjoying this. I really do like the dynamic between Jet and Billy, which is her friend for help, is trying to figure out what happened to her. We got into a pretty big crux of like what is potentially happening to her, who potentially hurt her. And I just think it's interesting because there's a very, very quick timetable. I really do like Jet as a character. Sometimes when I read Holly Jackson, I like hate her characters. But this character, I think the timeline and the dynamics and all the illness stuff is pulling me into the story. And I really do like the relationship between her and Billy. There are some secrets between them as well, which I'm sure we will get to sort of at the end of this book. So yeah, I wound up finishing that, and then at the end of Stranger Things, I did wind up reading another story in my anthology. So I read Until December by Kelly Andrew. I have read books by Kelly Andrew before. They have not been my favorite. So in December, I would probably give like 3 stars. She's not an author I would be curious to pick up another story from. At least not right now. But the next story in this little thing is Tasha Shuri, The King's Witch. And honestly, my goal is to read the last 2 of these so I can check that bingo board off. But I don't know if I'm going to do that now. Oh, and I also went to the library. I picked up The Hexologist by Josiah Bancroft because Leandra was talking about it and it sounded interesting, so I picked this one up. And then my Forbidden Wing copy came in, Girl with the Fierce Eyes by Sophia Valdez. Pretty cover. I'm such a Blue fan. So that is what I got. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to see how long this vlog is. And I may, if it's not that long, I may just keep reading this until I can get a bit more content. Or I might go back to listening to this. We will see. But I do want to pick my next vlog because we are heading to the end of the month. I don't think I'm going to finish these 2 today. So this might be the end of the vlog. And whatever vlog I do, if I decide to read any more, I will mention it in my subsequent vlogs. This would work for an ARC vlog. These are both ARC, so if I do my NetGalley ARC next, I can just toss these 2 in because they're technically ARCs that I am reading, and ARC August is next month. But yeah, this was a 3.75 stars, and I had a fun time with it. I will be back when I decide if I'm going to end this or not, and we will wrap it up. If not, you will see me read a couple more stories in this for the evening. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. I am going to wrap up this vlog. So this is the end. I'm about to head into August reading, which is really exciting. I'm about to choose a concept and all those fun things. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know what your favorite book of the week was that you are watching this. I would love to know in the comments. Bye.